Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I am excited to be here with you all today, and I hope that you've had a wonderful weekend. And you know what? It's been a lot of things happening, quite a few things happening in this world, and many of which are unexpected, things that we can't always prepare for, things that are sometimes out of our control. Clearly, there are things that happen that just go way beyond anything that we could have even conjured up. But at the end of the day, it still happens. So today, I want to take a moment for us to just talk about when unexpected things happen, trials, tribulations, situations come up in our lives. What are we to do? What can we do to try to deal with some of those things? And so as you grab your virtual seats, I want you to let me know where you're visiting in from today. And I'll be happy to put your comments up and give a shout out to you. And I welcome you today to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. And I don't want to be on here just talking and talking and talking and talking. I want us to have some conversation surrounding this discussion. What's some things that's maybe happened in your life that have been unexpected? Things that you could not have prepared for, couldn't have even imagined, but they happened. And so I would love us to have some conversations pertaining to that today. And also share this broadcast with your friends and tag some of your friends and invite them to be a part of today's discussion. What to do when some unexpected events happen in our lives. Oh, okay. And many of them, sometimes it's really great ones, and other times is life altering to the point where it changes everything for the rest of your life. No matter how you slice it, you can't go back and change what happened because it was beyond your control, but it still alters how things feel the rest of this journey called life, right? So anybody in the comments over here, make sure you let us know where you're visiting in from, and also let us know what some of the unexpected events are that's happened in your life, so we can kind of talk about it, okay? All right. So many of you know I'm Kim Jacobs. I'm the Balance Doctor. And I didn't just get that title just to have it, but it's because of all of the different hats and roles and responsibilities and things that I have happening and going on in my life. Hence the Balance Doctor, the BD, the Balance Doctor, right? And in having all of these things, when I was younger, I used to think about the fact that I wanted to have a talk show, but I was like, well, what would I talk about? But I didn't know. It's life's experiences and things that have happened along my journey that have now equipped me to easily be able to talk about balancing all different aspects of our lives and how we kind of get through those things and get to the other side of some of those mountains in our lives. And I personally think that life's experiences really can be a great teacher for you. And it's not always that we want some of the life experiences. It's like, why am I the one that have to deal with or do or endure some of the things that's happened in my journey? And I'm like, I know I didn't raise my hand and sign up and be like, me, Lord, please let me be the person. No, quite the opposite. I'd be like, Lord, please let this cup pass me, because I don't want certain things that I have to endure in order to be able to be a great teacher on that particular subject matter. No, I don't really wish that on anybody, on some situations and circumstances that I've had to deal with along my journey. I definitely didn't want to be known for that. Definitely. Can anybody relate to what I'm saying? There are things that happen in life that you just don't want to be known for, right? I don't want to be known for certain things, but even though God is able, he can make the decision as to why he wants certain things to happen in different people's lives because he probably knows that if this happens in Kim's life, guess what? She's definitely going to say something about it. She's definitely going to encourage somebody else so that they know how to get to the other side of the mountain in their circumstances and situations. So he probably already knows, since he knows everything, since he's omnipresent and omnipotent, that he knows that let me just see what Kim's going to do once I allow whatever to happen. Let me see how she handles this and how she is able to encourage other people and inspire them through some of their life circumstances. And I do that by bringing guests on the Kim Jacobs show, by talking to you all personally, by sharing almost pretty much every aspect of my life. I've put it out here in the forefront to let people kind of dissect it and take from it what works as inspiration for your life. And then some things that may not be inspiring to you may be like, oh gosh, girl, please don't tell us about that. But at the end of the day, I know that God, he's the author and the finisher of my faith. And I believe wholeheartedly and trust that he has my best interest at heart. And so even things that happen in life that I didn't want to happen in my life, guess what? I know that he could have made it be a different outcome. I believe that as well. But I also know that he's never going to leave me nor forsake me, and that he is always going to have my back. And that he's not a man. He's not a man that he should lie. So at the end of the day, if he says certain things that are going to be happening that I can read right in my own blueprint in life, my Bible, then I believe that those things will become a reality. For example, I 100% believe that I will reunite with my son Gabriel again in heaven. And again, the reason I believe that is because in the Word of God, it specifically says that, hey, you know what? I've gone before you to prepare a place that you can reunite with your loved ones, and that you can come back together again and know that we have a mansion that we're going to be able to go to and be in our heavenly home with our loved ones that have gone before us. I have my sister Ruth that went before me, and my mind is constantly like circling when I think about the fact that Ruth passed away. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, that's like overwhelming to me that my sister passed away. And she's gone, she's gone before me. She's gone before me. And this woman, anyway, I'm not gonna make this a whole sad sob episode. So I'm not gonna do that. I want it to be one of encouragement to know that even in life circumstances and situations, and in this particular case, my sister, she was battling with cancer, and she would always say, I'm healed, I'm healed, I'm healed, I'm healed. And I was so glad to hear her say that, always raising her hands and thanking God and praising God. And even though her weight was going down drastically, and I was like, from 100 and maybe 80 or so pounds down to like 60, 70 pounds, it was a drastic difference in her weight. But every time I saw her, she said, I am healed. I'm healed, Kim. I'm healed. And she believed that. And guess what? I believed it too. And I believe it because at the end of the day, I believe that she still was victorious by getting to our ultimate destination, which is heaven. I still think she won no matter how you slice it. So sometimes we have people that experience cancer and other life altering disabilities and diseases that they get diagnosed with. And in some instances, they are healed and able to remain here on this earth. But then there are some instances where they are healed and go to heaven. So they may not remain here on this earth and that be their victory story. They may be deceased from this earth, but living eternally in heaven. So to me, this is only Kim, y'all. This is not the views of the Kim Jacobs Show or CTR Media Network or Believe in Your Dreams or Lit TV, any of these places that I contract with, listen, this is Kim Jacobs personally saying that I believe that heaven is real. I believe that with my whole heart. And I do believe that one day I will reunite with my sister Ruth, with my son Gabriel, with my friend Cherie, with my friend Chantel. I believe that I'll reunite with them. I believe I'll reunite with my grandma Key. And my grandma Key, she was so stern. She's like, boy, she told my brother Ron, she said, you think your butt look good? I was like, Grandma, he does look good. She was like, yeah, I'll beat you back in. You run around here thinking your butt look good. She was so stern. But she also owned a lot of property and land. And even though she wasn't considered a real estate agent, she owned a lot of the homes on the street that she lived in. And she would collect that rent too. She would be like, nah, I'm not playing with you. Give me my money. And she would collect that rent money. And so she was dealing in real estate way back in the day, even though she didn't have a high level of education. She had good business acumen and good business sense. So I can't wait to reunite with her again as well. And my grandma Perkins, my grandma Clark, Mother Thomasina Clark. You couldn't tell her nothing. She was a charter graduate of Bethune-Cookman College. My grandma Clark was 96 years old when she passed away. But I'm going to tell you right now, my grandma would put pictures along her wall of all of her grandkids, her great grands, her children. And every day she would wake up at 5:30 in the morning and pray over every single person on the wall. So much so that people in our church started giving her pictures and they would be like, put me on the wall, Grandma, Mother T, put me on the wall, because they knew that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. So they knew that she would be getting some prayer through to God. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not like saying, I'm ready to go to heaven today. Let's keep this in perspective, okay? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that whenever I do leave this earth, I know that I'm in my eternal resting place. And to me, I have not lost at all. I've won. I've I've won. And I think the same for you. So that's my desire and wish for you, that we think beyond our temporary home. This is just a temporary place that we're living in. But what happens when we pass away from this earth? Something has to happen, right? Think about it. Something has to give. You cannot, we didn't create ourselves. We did not create ourselves. So something happens when we get beyond this state of life, this temporary place. And for me, I want it to be my heaven, my home, my eternal resting place. And I will tell you guys this one thing. When life's events happen and they're unexpected, I wanted to share this one picture with you guys, because one year after my son Gabriel had transitioned from this earth, and many of you know, I put this picture up sometimes because that's Gabe there sleeping in the bed with all of his brothers, and he's sitting there with a football. He's sleeping with a football. And so I'm like, who does that? Goes to sleep officially with the football. That's how much he loved the sport of football. And he was almost like the blind side guy. So he would be out on the football field, and so big that they would stop the game. They would formally stop the game and say, we need to see that big dude's birth certificate, because there's no way that he's playing a little league, no little league football. You out here trying to change the scales and give the other team, our team, a winning chance, because we were putting this bigger guy, really wasn't 12, on the football field. I was like, y'all, come on. He is what he is. He's just a giant kid. So anyway, Gabe, one year after he transitioned from this earth, he actually, my son started playing a game of basketball to commemorate him, the same day, the same time, and that everything had happened the year prior. And they hadn't played basketball because that's kind of where things kind of, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but they were playing a game of basketball when everything transpired. And 1 year later, at the exact time, at the exact same day, uh, they went out and played a game of basketball in honor of Gabe. And when they did that, they looked up in the sky. And I just want to show you all. You can't make this stuff up. Here, this is what they saw. They saw an upside down, smiley face rainbow. Now, I personally have never seen an upside down, smiley face rainbow. Have you? If you have, please put it in the comment section. But this I had never seen, and it was actually another picture that has the eyes and the nose. It was a full smiley face rainbow, and everybody that knows Gabe knows that he always smiled. I mean, he had the dimples, and he was always smiling. That's him, the second over there in the black shirt and the black hat, and always smiled. So for us to receive, in my opinion, a sign from heaven that showed a smiley face rainbow, you cannot make that kind of stuff up, right? So we consider those the signs of Gabriel smiling from heaven. And every year we get a different sign of some sort. I don't know why God has allowed it to happen. I'm not some mystical theory person. I just believe the facts are the facts. A smiley face rainbow. I never saw that. That's in our backyard. That's officially in our backyard, and it's real. It's there. So every year on the death date of Gabriel's death anniversary, we get another sign. And so it's been years, and every year we get another sign, and we capture them, and sometimes we'll put them on the wall. 1 year, a star that stayed above our house for 7 days straight, and it was so bright that we were able to capture a photo of it and keep it. Can you believe it? Anyway, so if you've ever had any unique experiences like that pertaining to things that's happened that were unexpected, things in your life, please share them as well. Let me see. Oh, okay. Somebody said, Andrea Belk said, hey, good morning. I love your background. Girl, speaking of this background, Mackenzie is her. Mackenzie, y'all, she keeps like this running joke in our office here about this background. She was like, Kim, oh, so I see you at your, and I'll let y'all fill in the blank. I see that you're at your blank's place again. I'm like, what? That's not the case at all, Mackenzie. So she has her own theory as to where I am with this background. What do y'all think that Mackenzie is saying? Put it in the comment section. Where do you think Mackenzie is saying that I am? And Mackenzie, do not reveal it. Okay. Thank you so much for the background comment. Dr. Sandra Jackson says, wow, I love it. I love you, Dr. Jackson. And oh, guys, make sure, speaking of which, I was just sharing about my sister dealing with cancer. Make sure you go and get the book, The Cancer Experience, 9 True Stories. It's available on Amazon. Definitely get that book because Dr. Sandra Jackson is a spearheader, visionary of the anthology, and there are 9 true stories, including her story as well. So make sure you get that. Heaven is a real location, although it's not on the geographical earthly map. I'm going to heaven, girl. I'm going to heaven too. So anybody else planning on going to heaven? Put it in the comments section. Exactly. Yes, somebody said here, many people are afraid to face the reality and the truth about their lives. Yeah, really good points. Let's see. Andrew said, I don't know, but I'm curious. Laugh out loud. Mackenzie is funny. She keeping something going, they said. Okay. You can't imagine. Mackenzie always got some kind of joke going backstage with me. All right. So today, I just wanted to talk to you about some of those things because I do believe that heaven is real. But today, as we're talking, many of you, now, I'm going to timestamp this episode, but now, obviously, if it's not April 8th, 2024, then you're watching a replay episode, which is perfectly fine because you can still glean some great information from the replays. But I wanted to just tell you, these are the solar eclipse classes that are approved through the ISO. And so you definitely, if you are dealing with seeing the solar eclipse today, make sure that you have the appropriate glasses to make sure that you seeing. And to me, this is an unexpected event. We weren't all like, "Oh, this is happening." This was something that happened. That's happening in our lives. It happens very rarely. So again, unexpected, unanticipated, but yet what? It is happening. Oh, earlier I was talking about Dr. Sandra Jackson. So I do have her with the contributing authors here, and I want to pop that up for a second. And this is going to be with me with my arms being able to show, but I still want to put it up here right quick. I'll move over to this side. There you go. There you go. The Cancer Experience 9 True Stories. Dr. Sandra E. Jackson is the visionary, and there's a QR code. You all can go ahead and grab a picture of that QR code, and it'll take you to this book, this anthology, which is a life-changing experience. Okay. All right. So the solar eclipse, which I consider that an unexpected event, even though everybody's hyping it up. We we know it's happening because the media has been telling us it's happening, and I'm grateful for that. So I just wanted to put this image up that is hopefully helpful for you to be able to see how it ultimately will happen, where it will be a full covering of the sun by the moon. And there were a couple of things that I was able to research of what not to do. And I'm going to put this right here in your comments so you all will know exactly what I'm seeing here. Don't go click on it right now. I'm just going to read it to you now. Later, you can go click on it, okay? But here's what they said according to, it's a Mashable.com article of solar eclipse. And it says not to do during the solar eclipse. So the event is on April 8th, which again is today, 2024. But again, if you're watching this as a replay, then it's already happened, and it's not going to happen again, according to NASA, until August 23rd, 2044. So you can put that in your calendar too. August 23rd, 2044 is when the next total solar eclipse is supposed to happen. So let's see what some of the things are that we should not do. Now, if you have any theories, go ahead and pop them in the comment section right quick. But one thing that it says is do not, let me pop this over here because this is good stuff that they're saying in this article. Do not drive during the eclipse. So wherever you are, just go somewhere and park and get situated and be there until the eclipse is over. Again, don't drive during the eclipse. And this is something that I'm learning from this article that I think is very helpful, because I hear a lot of do's, but I hadn't heard many don'ts. Did y'all know that was a don't? Because I didn't. Okay. Don't drive. It says when the moon completely blocks the sun, things get strange. So the total eclipse experience is intense. And as the temperatures drop and the day quickly darkens, it's a certain way to increase the odds of distracted drivers, is what this article is saying from Mashable. So don't drive. This is some good, in my opinion, when you're talking about being balanced, doctor, finding these resources and sharing them with you is helpful to me. So I know they're helpful to you, right? If they're helpful, please tell me. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna put this point up, but I'll read it. It says that don't buy NASA approved or unvetted solar eclipse glasses. They're specific. American Astronomical Society is what they're saying are supposed to be the appropriate approved. They're ISO. Okay, so hey, I do have the right ones. Yes, Lord. I was gonna say I'm not about to not put these on my eyeballs then based on this article, but I do have. Let me see. These ISO approved. There, I don't know if I'm pointing. There you go. It's over there. You can see ISO. All right. So I do have these approved glasses for my family. But if you don't have the right glasses, don't just start putting those glasses on your face and looking up directly to the sun, because you're going to cause some level of harm or danger to your retina, to your eyes. So that's why they're saying that these are some good tips here. So let me put this other one. This is a good one. If you are somewhere outside of your home, they're saying to please make sure in this article, don't leave right after the solar eclipse. So they're saying don't just time that you see the eclipse, get on the road and start driving. Don't leave right after the eclipse. And let me read why they're saying that, because this is probably good too. Hmm. Arrive early, stay put, and leave late. Don't leave right afterwards. Otherwise, you'll get stuck in a lot of traffic, according to Finberg, whoever that is. An experienced eclipse viewer is who that is. Okay, thank you so much, Finberg. Appreciate your input. So he or she, because I don't know, said arrive early, stay put, and leave late. All right. Don't remove the. Oh, this is a good one. Who knows this stuff? I didn't know this. Don't. They said, listen, do not remove the eclipse glasses until the sun is completely blocked. So I know in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's supposed to be about 80, 85% blockage, is what they're saying. Now in Texas, I'm hearing that in the path of totality, there are a lot of people that have driven to certain pieces in Texas to be able to witness the full effect of it. Well, obviously, I didn't drive all the way to Texas, so I'm in Charlotte. I'm going to enjoy what we get to enjoy of it. Let's see. So don't remove your glasses, according to this Mashable article, which I've put in the comments. And thank you for this resource, Mashable. Don't remove the glasses until the sun is completely blocked. That's good. Good feedback. Good feedback. Let's see. The other comment or thing not to do. Oh, this is a good one. Listen, y'all. They're saying don't worry about taking the perfect eclipse picture. I know I'm big on pictures in my family. They at this point they give me grace. So when I say pose for a picture, they be immediately they like because they already know that, and you probably would understand better too if you have ever had a child pass away, and those are the only pictures that you gonna have. You better believe that when I say take a picture. And I need you to get in the mode of taking a picture. And they hop right into it. So thank God for my family working with me, you know? All right. Don't remove the glasses until the sun is completely blocked. Now, this is the other point. Don't worry about taking the perfect eclipse picture because just enjoy the moment. Now, I'm going to take pictures because that's what I do. I do capture pictures, and I'm going to take a picture of my kids looking up and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's only for a brief moment that this kind of thing is happening, and you don't want to miss the moment, is what this particular article says. So I love that feedback. Don't worry about taking it. Just making sure that you enjoy the moment that you're in, like being here now. I talk about that in my book, Extreme Balance Makeover. And speaking of which, you guys, if y'all don't have, do you not have the book Extreme Balance Makeover? That is the first book that I wrote, and it is available by just going to kimjacobshow.com. It's a compilation of the different tips and strategies and ideas that I shared when I was being the balance expert on NBC Charlotte Today show. So make sure you go and grab a copy. I've compiled all of those tips and put them in a book as a resource guide for you. kimjacobshow.com. All right. So enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment of the eclipse. Don't worry about trying to make it where you miss the moment because you're so busy trying to take the picture on. Oh, and then they actually shared, don't forget about viewing the planets, the other planets during the eclipse, because you can see Venus and Jupiter will be particularly radiant as well. I, I'm just going to enjoy the eclipse. That's what Kim's going to do. All right. Well, anyway, I thought that was some good. I thought that was some good tips. Do y'all like those tips in preparation for what's getting ready to happen today? I know in Charlotte it's supposed to be kind of starting around 1:45, with it being at a climax at three-ish. I don't know if that's anyway, around 3 o'clock or so. So wherever you're going to be situated in whatever area you're in. I saw a comment, Mackenzie from backstage, share with put a couple of comments up because I don't want to miss any. Oh, it's nice. Andrea Belk. She said, my daughter is super excited about it, and they got the kids' glasses and snacks at school. It's a whole big deal. Oh, so Andrea, they're going to keep the kids in school in your area and let them see it in school? And what time is it supposed to happen for your area? Because what area are you in? I think you're in Texas. Okay. So it's only an hour. Anyway, so I know in my daughter's school, they're going to be letting them out early so that they can get home and be able to witness the eclipse. But tell me, in all of you all that are viewing, how is it working for your children? If you have children with going to school, do they get out early, or are they staying in school and getting to witness it in school? And I think that's just wonderful that the actual school provided the snacks and the glasses. That's a great school. That is a great school. I'm pretty impressed with that. Let's see. Andrea said, "Oh, you live in Texas, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm excited for you, and you're in a perfect situation over there. The path to of totality. What I wonder, what does yeah? So I'm excited about that. Okay. Any other comments or thoughts or anything when we're talking about unexpected events in our lives? I wanted to make sure that we talk from the perspective of some things that I thought do I have enough time? Yeah. Oh yeah, yes. Girl, I got a whole hour on this show. So the Kim Jacobs show episode today is talking about unexpected events and things that can happen in our lives and what we can do about it. So what we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more from a different perspective, from a biblical perspective. We'll be right back. Mackenzie, you could take us to commercial. Can you hear me? Oh, she might not be able to hear me. I think she couldn't hear me before. So I am going to get us to a commercial. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Kim. Mackenzie, yeah, I don't think you. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the managing director of the Charlotte, North Carolina chapter of eWomen Network. I am so excited that you stopped to watch this video. I've got good news for you. You've just discovered an international network of women entrepreneurs who are committed to helping you achieve, succeed, and prosper. We're on a mission here to help 1 million women entrepreneurs each achieve $1 million in annual revenue. Here at eWomen Network, we have a complete success system that supports you every step of the way in building and growing your business. You being here right now is no accident. We're supposed to know about you. We want to meet you to find out how we can help you, as well as learn about what you have to offer. With over 500,000 women connected through 118 chapters across the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom, you are never alone. If this is resonating with you, please go to ewomennetwork.com/Charlotte. Notice too my contact information. I invite you to reach out to me and to check out our upcoming in-person and online events. I'm really looking forward to introducing you to our special community. All right, everyone. I definitely invite you to an upcoming summit that we have taking place. So if you're anywhere near the Charlotte or surrounding area, I'd love for you to come and get to hear Sandra Yancey, the founder of eWomen Network. She's going to be here at the Charlotte Museum of History in Charlotte, North Carolina on April 30th. And so any women, female entrepreneurs that you know, please make sure you share this link with them and let them be able to experience how to unlock success secrets. We're going to be talking about how to unlock success secrets. And she has some proven strategies that will help every entrepreneur get to a different level in their business. So make sure you check out this link and encourage people. You can screenshot it right quick and encourage people to go ahead and register for the event on April 30th. Okay. And so Andrea said, no, they're not letting them out earlier, but it's supposed to be around 1:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. And I also want to, I want to talk to you too today about the fact that when we experience unexpected trouble and circumstances and situations, even though, I've talked a lot about the solar eclipse, but I also know that sometimes there are things that just happen in life that are like, whoo, cannot believe that. transpired and it's really overwhelming. And I cannot figure out how to even grab hold or grab my mental sanity back from that particular situation or circumstance. And I personally thank God because I do have God, and that helps me keep my wits about me. Other than that, I really just don't know how people can make it if they don't have something that they're holding and hanging their hat and their soul on to be able to have some level of hope. You understand? That is so important to me to have something that is beyond me, that is keeping me and maintaining me. Other than that, I am just gonna be a basket case. I wouldn't be able to function. So I'm grateful for how God has just lent his ear to me, to incline himself to me, to know that he cares about what I care about and what I'm going through and what I deal with. That gives me like some permanent counseling, if that makes sense. It's like you always got a counselor, a therapist, or somebody there with you that can understand your woes, your trials, your tribulations. But anyway, this one scripture, and I'm going to put this scripture here for you all. I'm going to put Psalm 27. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back. Mhm. Where am I? Okay. When I do the most over here, sometimes it's like, what in the world, girl? Where did you go? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put the scripture that I'm going to reference right here so you all can also have it later. And it's the King James Version that I am referencing. And it says, For in the time of trouble, where am I? Yeah. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret, I'm going to put it up there so y'all can see it too. Yeah. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, and I will sing praises unto the Lord. And when I was reading that scripture, it just immediately made me think about King David and how much stuff he had been through, but yet he was still so grateful. And so I wanted to just share a couple of points, just a few points with you that I think at least they help me. So when I'm doing my own Bible study, I like to be able to also share it with you all sometimes, especially if time permits and I didn't have a guest. I'm going to definitely just share some of this stuff with you. Let me know if y'all like that, because then I might do that a lot more. All right. Number one, he has a special covering for us. Somebody type that. God has a special covering for us. When we're dealing with circumstances and situations and trials and tribulations in our lives, he has a special covering for us. And that's actually his pavilion. It's where he is saying, you're safe here. You're safe with me. And that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, it doesn't mean that you're not going to experience trials and tribulations. Even if you do say that this is what I believe and this is what I'm sold out for, and I am 100% convinced that I have somebody, some being that's what bigger and more authoritative than me because I didn't create me, that bought me with a price, then know that we're still going to have trials and tribulations and circumstances and things that happen that we didn't even expect. But we have a special covering over our lives. God has us. He knows that he's going to keep us safe in his arms. And again, I already told you, even if we, for some reason, something happens and you're not here on this earth, we still have a permanent home and we're still covered and protected for eternity. So even when we are under attack, even by people that are our enemies and people that don't have our best interest at heart, which is actually scripture. He says actually in verse 6, and now shall my head be lifted above my enemies round about me. So there are going to be enemies that we do encounter and that we do experience in this lifetime, whether you want them or whether you don't want them to be your enemies. People don't always have your best interest at heart. Now, there are some that got you. They're your ride or die. And they love you and they're going to be there with you through probably till death do you part type of thing. And so it's not that everyone out there is out against you or not for you or not in your corner. Because I don't like when that picture is painted. Because there are some great people in this world that will stand up for right and that won't bend their knees to bail. So there are lots of people that you're not the only one on the island by yourself. If you feel like you're the person that tries to go to great measures and great extremes to do good and to do right by other people, there are other people out there that are also in those shoes as well. And so kudos to you and kudos to everybody else that has that standard that I'm going to do the right thing, even if it doesn't make me look popular or make me look like I fit in. Do what God has required you to do, and He's got you covered. In the midst of all of the enemies that's encamped around you, you can hold your head up high. You can hold your head up high. And that's actually point number 2. Hold your head up. Typically, and I'm trying to see, I got to get back over to the comments for a second so I can see if anybody typed any of the comments. Mackenzie, type the point for me, if you will, that He has a special covering over us. And you can put that in the comment section, if you would. He has a special covering over us. And then, and you know what? That's funny. Anybody in my age category? I don't know. I don't know how other people are dealing with these hot flashes if you're menopausal, but I be hot. Okay. So anyway, He has a special covering over us. Is point number 1. Point number 2 is hold your head up. Hold your head up. In the midst of any of the trials and tribulations that you're experiencing, hold your head up. Because typically when we're holding our head down, oh, thank you, Mackenzie. Yeah, typically when we are holding our head down, I'll put this back up. He has a special covering over us. That was point number 1. And point number 2 is hold your head up. Hold your head up. A lot of times when we're dealing with keeping our heads down, it's sometimes because of guilt, it's sometimes because of shame, it's because of hurtful past experiences, things that, again, sometimes are beyond our control because things that happen in some people's childhood that have followed them all throughout their lives. It's been some traumatic experiences, and it makes people hold their head down in shame and guilt and embarrassment and humiliation. I'm big on telling. I can tell y'all some personal stories because I don't. There's no reason not to. I don't feel like it's anything to hide. Okay, I have no reason, no reason whatsoever to hold my head down and experiencing any in divorce. Let me just use that as an example. Okay, guess what? I know without a shadow of a doubt that I was an excellent wife. I was an excellent wife. And I honored and submitted and loved and adored my husband. And so, and it's not a blame game. I'm also big on, you know what, there's always something we could do better. No matter whether you think you were doing it right or you didn't think you were doing it right, there's always something we can do better in life to just be better and to try to improve and always be ever learning. So I don't believe that you arrive in any situation. Personally, I'll never arrive. I always can find ways to improve and to be better, just a better version of me. And so you'll never hear me say, oh, look at this now, I'm arrived. I am there. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What I am is I'm where God has for me to be at that particular phase of my life. And sometimes it's been some very high moments, millionaire status, and then there have been some times when I've had homeless status. So guess what? There are a lot of different mountains that we have to climb along this journey. And I've also heard it said that when you're at the top of one mountain, you're still at the bottom of another one because then you have to go and climb another mountain. So be mindful that no matter what we think about ourselves, we can always improve. So, but I also am a big believer that we should hold our heads up. Hold our heads up, because guess what? He is the lifter of our heads, not any of us individually. So he says that, and now shall my head be lifted up above all my enemies. Therefore, I will offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, and I will sing praises unto the Lord. So I want us to know that, first of all, we have hope in Jesus Christ. We are able to go boldly before the throne of grace and ask the things that we stand in the need of. And don't be so fearful, because at the end of the day, we can hold our head up and we can keep hope alive. There's one, Jesse Jackson actually, I think, said this. He says, keep hope alive. He said, through it all, keep hope alive, right? So no matter what you go through, no wall, no barrier, no wall of resistance can stop the onslaught of persistent hope, is what he said. He said, you know what? But through it all, just keep hope alive. Let's keep our hope up and be optimistic about what God is going to do in your life, what he's doing in my life. I thank God, and I'm very, very optimistic about what his plans are for all of us. I don't think that God has respect of person. So I believe that if he could do something for one person, then he can definitely do it for me. And if I want it to be done for me, but I may not even want that to be done. So I think he can give you the desires of your own heart, not the desires of Kim's heart, but what do you personally desire from the Lord? And so, anyway, as we have unexpected events and things and circumstances and situations happening in our lives, hold your head up as best you can. And even when we cry, he bottles up every tear. There are many days that I've cried, many days. And it's some hurtful things that's happened in my life that I was not ever anticipating. But guess what? He cares about what I care about. So when I go to my Father, my Heavenly Father, with no mask, no nothing, just bearing my soul, guess what? He cares about it, and he listens and he hears. He hears what I'm dealing with. And I believe personally that he offers solutions. And I'm really grateful for the solutions he's offering in my life. Yeah. Because even though something looks so bad, believe it or not, some kind of way it's worked for your good. I'll be like, what? How can this be, God? What are you talking about? That this is working for my good. And now that's how I be talking to my God. I'm like, you my personal person, right? You my personal being. You're for me. And so I don't want to come only in, dear Heavenly Father, only in the name of Jesus, only that I'm saying everything with perfect precision. I always pray like that too. But I also come and be like, God, you got to step in. I'm having a hard time right here. I'm struggling. I'm your child. Don't let me go down like this. I need you to intervene. I need some immediate help. I need you to throw the rope, because I am struggling. I don't care if I have to get over on a piece of the board. Give it to me, God, because I need help in this regard. So there are times when I just talk like that too, raw and candid. How do you talk to God? Do you talk to God in a raw and candid fashion, or do you talk to God in only your spiritual language? Sometimes I talk to God and I'm speaking in tongues and unknown tongues to me, but I know in my heart what I'm attempting to say. And when I'm saying it, it's coming out differently, but it's coming out. And God knows, they know. Between God and what my inner man is trying to get to God, it's a lockstep situation, because I personally believe that God does hear my prayers and he answers my prayers. So it's not like I just be praying in the abyss and nothing goes down. That's the change that I've requested. He inclines his ear to me and he hears my prayers. I hope that you're getting motivated to know that there are witnesses out here that can share a testimony and say, listen, I cried out to the Lord and he inclined his ear and he did something about it. And he offered me a solution that was much better than what I had going on. So, yeah, I believe God. Nobody can make me doubt him. No way, no matter how hard you try. Okay. Yes, keep hope alive, Andrea said. Keep hope alive. All right, let's see. Point number three, think of the goodness of God. Think of the goodness of God and all that He has done for you. So, point number three, think of the goodness of God. Oh, when we're dealing with unexpected events and situations and circumstances, David, in his particular case, recognized that only God can do all of this stuff. And for that, he was very grateful, eternally grateful. And for me, that is just encouraging because I think about all of the things that God has spared me from, all of the things that He shielded me from that I never even, I didn't even know it was necessarily going to go down that way. I had no clue in many instances. So if you all can relate, you had circumstances and unexpected events and things happening in your life, and yet they still happen. God protected you and shielded you in different instances. We also have to always know that God has an entire plan for our lives. So He already knows the events that we're going to encounter, how we're going to probably deal with it, and how what the outcome is. We just don't know. We only know in part, but He already knows what exactly is going to happen. But I can tell you that He hears our prayers and He wants us to know that He's inclining His ear to us. And the things that we're dealing with us, He wants us to still be able to, stay before Him and stay committed and trusting Him and knowing that He will be able to meet us where we are and being able to provide us with whatever solutions He feels is best for our lives at that particular season of our lives. But it's all in His timing. It's all in His timing. It's not necessarily what we think it should be right now. Come on, we said this and we thought this, but that may not be what's in our best interest at that moment. So give yourself grace when you're dealing with some unexpected situations and circumstances. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with other people that have your best interest at heart, that you believe have your best interest at heart. And most importantly, make sure that you stay before the Lord and that you really have that connection with Him to say, hey, God, please get me through this phase of life that I'm going through that I never expected to happen, but it did happen. And now I need to 100% trust that you're going to help get me through to the other side. And I'm not going to worry about how, because at the end of the day, Les Brown says this often, how is not my business. How is not my business. That's going to be up to you, God, how it happens. But I just need it to happen so that I can keep moving in the direction of the path that you've ordered for my steps. You know? All right. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions or anything that you want to close out with? Because we're getting ready to close today's episode. But I want us to be encouraged to know that when we have these unexpected trials and tribulations, and they hurt us or they even sometimes harm us, there are situations that people get physically hurt. And we have to know that what the enemy meant for harm, God knows how to turn it for good. And only God can do it. Only God can do it. I have a running thing with one of my friends, one of her children that has Down syndrome, and we say, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. You know what? And that's because only God can do it. Only God can do some things that we're dealing with and experiencing in life. Only God can get us to the other side of it. So He knows every single season of our lives. He knows every single chapter. He knows everything that He has planned for us, both expected and unexpected. So you all just be encouraged in knowing that as we go through these trials and tribulations in this journey called life, that He has your best interest at heart. And so I want you to be encouraged in that. All right, I do want to give you the opportunity to provide some type of contribution to the Kim Jacobs Show. I also want to take a moment and just send a few shout outs here, people that have been contributing, and I do not take it for granted, me nor our team. but would like to just thank you all. Let's see. Oh, Stephanie, I see. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I see a cash app that came in from you. Marie, thank you so much. Juanita, thank you so much. Renee, thank you. Anita, thank you. Quite a few people. Angela, thank you. Okay, I may not get everybody right now because we're about to close out, but Athena, thank you. Effie, thank you. And I see your comment. Thank you for just being you. That's very sweet. Thank you so much. Listen, Saskia, thank you. Dawn, thank you. Okay. So I will constantly do some shout outs, but I just want to say take a moment, if you will, and send a cash app. Any amounts are greatly appreciated. You can send a cash app to Kim Jacobs Inc. or paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. Or you can also Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show. And I appreciate it. And I know Mackenzie backstage. I can see her shaking her head. Yep, sure do appreciate it. I think she's like this. She's doing this backstage. But see, I didn't put her on the camera, but she's back there dealing with her children too. All right. That's the beautiful part of working with the Balance Doctor. If you have kids and stuff, we already know, sweetie, you got to balance it out and work it out. And do your job as best you can too, but also balance life too. All right, so you guys make sure you contribute to the Kim Jacobs Show. Greatly appreciate you all. And thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. I will see you again tomorrow. We actually have some students that are going to be graduating. Let me pop this up because I've already time-stamped this whole episode anyway. So I might as well go ahead and tell you this. And even again, if you're watching it and it's not today, April 8th, which is the solar eclipse of 2024 day, then just know that you're still getting some key information because there's some good stuff that I've talked to you about today to help you deal with unexpected events. But tomorrow, we have with us 3 young ladies that are graduating from the program of how to start your own show from scratch. And they have gone through the 6-week training program. You're going to get to meet Algerina Pringle. You're going to get to meet Candace C. Grant. And she also had a son transition from this earth as well. And Dr. LaWanda Williams. So you're going to get to hear the 3 of them tomorrow as they graduate from how to start your own show from scratch. And if you are interested in being a part of our next group training, which starts May 6th, we have 2 seats left. Then you're welcome to go ahead and reach out to me, Kim at thebalancedoctor.tv or 704-944-3534, and make sure you secure one of those last 2 seats for our upcoming training and learn how to do your own show or your own talk show, virtual show, podcast, however you want to word it. The point is you get to the opportunity to go live and have an experience with your own audience. And so you can sign up for that right through those mediums. And I look forward to working with you. It's a wonderful training to give people 6 weeks together to hear some feedback from some other contemporaries. People be giving each other the business, y'all. And then on top of that, they get a chance to form lifelong friendships and bonds as well. So look forward to you being a part of that if you're interested. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for your active participation. And I'll see you again Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.